SGC here, and today's game review is God of War Ascension. So first off, let's start with the story. Ascension takes place before all the prequels has happened, and it takes place pretty much a few months, I think, right after he killed his family, and you can just see how crazy it affected him, and how, like, just things go out of whack, and now that he has to break the oath with Ares, that's why he's, like, involved with, like, the Furies, and now he just gotta break free. So how the storyline actually happens is that it takes place when you escape from the Furies, and then it drops you back like 3 weeks ago, and then it comes back to the Furies in 2 weeks, and then somehow it ties together. And I sort of felt that, I don't know how I feel about that actually. I don't know how well it would have been if it just was one continuous timeline rather than these like flashbacks. Because I think I would appreciate it better if it was just one whole timeline, because I felt like everything I'm doing in the past was not building up towards anything, but it does in the end. But I felt like it was just like, oh, I'm trying to kill the Furies, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, go back in time and talk about this stuff, and I'm just like, oh. So storyline wise, I would have to say this is kind of like weak, because I mean, he killed Furies, a mortal kill Furies that torture Titans. And they're not gods or titans themselves. But the fact that a mere mortal can kill these guys is just like, hello, warning light goes off for everybody in the world. That Kratos should not be dealt with or should be taken with extreme caution. And the fact that so many games spawn after this is just like, they did not take this warning whatsoever. So maybe that's sort of the bad part about how everything's ramped up. Because I mean, with the other prequels, Ghost of Sparta and Chase of Olympus felt like it was just an immortal who was a crazy fighter, and then he just went into all these like roles, and he had help of gods. But this time he was just pretty much by himself. I mean, like, sure, there were god powers, but then he wasn't actually in contact with a god. Because I mean, in the other games he was helped by like Athena and stuff. So I mean, you can blame it on Athena being powerful and like guiding him. That's why he could do everything. But anyway, so storyline. Yeah, but then I liked the flow of like the gameplay of the set pieces, because I mean, I felt like all the God of Wars usually have a huge set piece in the beginning, and it sort of like trickles down, and at the end you're just like, oh, whatever. Sure, I mean, in God of War, Kratos fights Ares in God mode, so that's pretty epic, but still. With Ascension, I felt that there were a lot of rises in set pieces. I mean, you got your first one where it's like the hand thing, and then you got the snake fighting, that was pretty epic in size. And then you just got crazy stuff throughout the game, so I like that in the sense. Gameplay wise, I was sort of, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about the whole different elements for the magic blades, and the fact that you have to level up everything to get the magic attacks, sort of like, I actually screwed up. I played this on hard mode, and then I didn't realize I had to unlock stuff, because I always thought that magic, you can only use it when you fill your rage meter, and yeah, I sort of got owned. So gameplay itself, I would say this is the hardest hard mode I ever played, because I mean, I played hard mode in all of the God of Wars, and this one I had the most trouble with, because I felt that even like normal like foot soldiers would potentially own me, and they probably, no, not probably, did own me. I felt that I couldn't interrupt their like moves. It just felt like, kind of like, why? I guess it reinforces the fact that you're immortal and you're not that powerful. But I guess when you start spamming like the clone magic move, or even your own personal magic moves, it's just like everyone gets owned. So pretty much, to get through the hard mode, I grappled a lot of people, because I mean, you become invincible once you grab. So it's like sort of like a disappointment that I have to resort to this sort of style of playing rather than actually fighting everybody. Because I mean, in all previous God of Wars, I fought everybody fine. But this time I just couldn't, like, I would get, like, jumped so bad that I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I need to grab somebody. And so it was harder near the end of the game when I had to fight, like, those goats where they had armor on, so I couldn't grab them. So it's just like, oh, man. But though, it did make things pretty intense. And also, like, I guess the hardness really was worse near the end of the game, where you have this elevator sequence. And I don't like how I had to spam the clone magic to get through it, because I actually wanted to kill everybody using my own, like, just moves rather than magic, right? And the fact that the difficulty was just, like, ridiculous is just, oh, really? didn't really break the experience, not as much as God of War 3 when I fought Zeus, because that was just really annoying and I totally didn't like it. But here, I guess, reading on forums that the elevator part was the hardest. I guess I had no expectations right after it, but I guess hard mode. Maybe I'll try Titan mode and see how bad or how like hard that one will be. Anyway, so God of War Ascension, I would say, in terms of like climatic set pieces, they did what I finally wanted, where they spread it out and has more memorable sequences compared to like the previous God of Wars, where you always just remember the beginning mostly. And yeah, and in terms of scale, I really like the giant with a lot of arms felt a lot more epic in scale compared to me, like, I don't know, breaking a fingernail off a Titan. And the snake part was pretty cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. God of War Ascension, I mean, I'm happy that it came out, because, I mean, there's no God of War 4 yet, and I do wonder what's going to happen to Kratos. So, God of War 4 for PS4 probably, most likely. I hope they don't try to make it for PS3, because they're pretty late in the game. So anyway, that is all for this game review for God of War Ascension. And that is all! See ya.